9th, 2022 regular meeting to order. And at the same time, welcome everyone to the meeting this evening, even though we're running a little bit late. It's been a very good first meeting. Ms. Peck, would you call roll call?
John Kreischer.
Here.
Kyle Lowe. Here. Pat McKee.
Here.
Cody Nicolai.
Here.
Joanna Reyes. Here. Lance Trollope.
Here.
Karen Vandenberg. Here. James Boucher.
Here. At this time, I would like to have everyone stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Flag to your left, all right. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is the mission of the Wausau School District to advance student learning, achievement, and success, the mission that we work off of. At this time, I would like to recognize speakers and students who wish to make public comment.
There is none.
There is none, so I don't have to go any further on that dialogue, that monologue. I will move on to agenda number 6. Looking to approve consent agenda, seeking a motion to accept the consent agenda. Appointments, separations, leaves of absence, retirements, minutes of special session April 11th, and special session of April 25th, along with the special session on the 25th as well. Payment and bills, budget status, and investment report. And continuing on with the donations to the district, Edward Zeinert, Jeremy and Jessica Swidlick, Heather Trieg, Lindsay and Douglas Dickus, Joseph Thiessen, Molly Lewandowski, the Higgins family, UMR, Condon Oil Company, Backer Jacks, Linda Krenz, and the Wausau East Gridiron Club. Thank you very much to them specifically. I am seeking a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is passed. All right, continuing on. This is in April, the Education Operations Committee meeting. Dr. Jennifer Rauscher and Mr. Mark Schomer provided an update on the math course sequencing, teams working during the 21-22 school year, the 22-23 middle school mathematics offerings, and ongoing continuous improvement work in mathematics. So with that, Mr. Schomer, if you would like to continue.
So after meeting for the last hour and 30-40 minutes, we'd like to make the following modifications to what we anticipate that we could really support students with next year. 6th grade would be Math 6, 7th grade Math 6, Enriched Math 7 as it's written on as it's written on there from the current, and pre-algebra, Math 8, Enriched Math 8, and Algebra 1. So the changes would basically be removing Basic Math 6, Basic Math 7, and Basic Math 8 from the 3 grade levels.
And we would still include grade acceleration and all the other supports we've offered.
In fact, increasing them as we go because we have other alternatives that we've already been exploring with this year in our current pre-algebra 7th grade math class.
Thank you.
All right, is there any other further summary of what we talked about? If not, is this a motion that you'd be putting in front of us, or were we?
No, this was not.
Just the knowledge and awareness of what's going on, correct?
Right, correct.
What was that then? Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Okay. Agenda item number 8, old and recurring business. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Tess.
Old business, nothing new on this.
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add? Okay. Various group of wage and salary increases, Mr. Tess, or is that? Thank you, Tabitha.
So at your last meeting, you heard from Mr. Tess during the budget presentation, and there was a piece of that that also touched on the various wage increases for each of the employee groups. Tonight, we're before you to ask for your approval of that detail. I'm not going to go through all of the detail again, but I do want you to know that included in this is the teacher component, and the teachers did ratify last Thursday the agreement as we had put forward that matches what you would be asked to approve tonight. So the motion that we are asking for was included in the agenda to approve those increases for the various employee groups. If you have any questions, I can take those.
Let's go to the motion. I'm seeking a motion to move forward on the employee group wages as recommended by the administration.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Questions? Any at this time? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstain.
Thank you on behalf of the staff.
All right, budget reconciliation plan.
Considering the recent motion, this is consistent with what you just passed.
So basically, we'll just continue on and seek the motion, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm seeking a motion to approve the 2022-23 budget reconciliation plan as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. New business. Do we have any new business, Ms. Gundro?
Oh, just, yeah, well, sort of.
Okay,
Teacher contract approval?
go ahead.
Okay.
That's the next item, so we're moving right down the line.
It is, I'm sorry, I was off by one. The teacher contract approvals, last meeting I mentioned to you that you would have a list in the agenda for this week. You have that. We did update it as of this morning because we did have a couple more changes come in with regard to some FTEs and things. So those are included in that list. Once you approve these contracts, which do need to be approved by the board and delivered to staff prior to the 15th, the district administration via my office will be issuing those contracts to the teachers that you're approving on that list. So it's a standard process we do every year.
So at this point, you would be hoping for an approval on this motion?
I sure would.
I'm seeking a motion to approve the 22-23 contract renewal list for teachers according to the provided list.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions at this point in time? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none,
Thank you.
motion passes.
I abstain.
Thank you.
All right, next item. This item is, well, basically, you're going to want to talk about this, Dr. Hiltz, so I'm going to pass it over to you this time.
Excellent, thank you. Yeah, so we've been discussing the possible formation of two board subcommittees, one to review our elementary structure, one to review our high school structure. Several of you have submitted your names for inclusion on those committees. We have now two facilitators lined up in anticipation of an approval tonight, as well as a proposed meeting schedule. Do need a few of you to respond to that and make sure, we want to make sure that that the meeting schedule works for everybody's summer schedule, right? We start early in June. We try to give a wide berth to the 4th of July and that holiday, and wrap up the initial work about the middle to the end of August for proposals. And at that point, that broader education piece to the rest of the community would begin with whatever possible next steps would come out of that. So, are there questions about the board subcommittees? I just need board action to create them.
Okay.
Do you already know kind of, I know we talked about what board members would be on it, and you kind of mentioned it would maybe be a little bit more staff, people on the high school side. Do you already have some interest from individuals for each of those committees?
We do, a few, and we also want to meet with the members of the committee to see if there are other specific folks that we want to invite. So for instance, at the elementary level, we think we would reach out to our PTO leadership, right? We think that would be a logical committee, structure. But we want to meet with those board members too to make sure that you are getting input from the people that you need.
Any other questions? If not, I'm seeking a motion to approve the creation of 2 school board subcommittees to explore solutions for various concerns related to staffing, programming, and financial issues at our elementary and high schools.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions at this point in time? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Okay, we're at agenda item 10 already, moving very quickly. Professional growth and development report. Does anybody have anything to add to the cause here? Any new things happening that you've been involved with? If not, I'm going to move on to B, this agenda item, legislative liaison. That individual is Lee Webster, who is not here tonight. He and we have talked about getting in contact with WASB, Wisconsin Association of School Boards, talking with the WASB lobbyist, who is continuously working with the Capitol and on Capitol Hill, talking with them about what's happening with education and for education. He's kind of a liaison for WASB, and Lee has reached out to him, and Dan has gotten back to me as well to find out what we want him to do for us. And I said, letting us know what's going on before it happens, and giving us a heads up on things when it comes to education. Being a large school district in central Wisconsin, we need to know those things, and hopefully Dan will do that. I know he will, I know him personally, and we will get that taken care of. So that will be coming up. Next item is Dr. Hills. Any comment?
Sure, thank you. Just want to, for those of you who weren't able to attend the 25-year club induction last week, we had 20 staff who have invested 25 years of their professional lives into our district, as well as 20 retirees. Cass, do you remember off the top? I'll catch up. Okay, all right. It was a wonderful celebration, and we also inducted Mr. Jay Rothman into the Hall of Fame. If you haven't seen yet his acceptance video, he wasn't able to attend, unfortunately, but a childhood friend of his did. But his video was so moving. We actually shared it with the staff because it really spoke to the impact that educators can have on people. So that was wonderful. Second thing, just to let the board know that the academic and career planning move and the helping students to identify their paths moving forward, that WIP study that we talked about, just know that we continue to work on that. There's a new group in the region called Inspire Wisconsin, and its purpose, they work quite a bit on the eastern part of the state, but their purpose is to strategically connect employers with students and families, which is very consistent with our mission. And so we are looking for ways to merge with that group and introduce that group to, like, for instance, the Chamber of Commerce or other employment support groups. So a lot of exciting things going on, but I'll just stop with those two for now. Thank you.
Very good. Appreciate that. I just have one final comment. The online learning platform has been paid for after our motion to move forward and get that platform for our district, for administrators along with all of the school board members. That learning platform is very beneficial. I'd like to encourage you to take, and make sure that you get signed up for it, ID, password, things of that fashion. I've been spending several hours already taking a look at some of the webinars that have happened in the past. They're all logged and continue to be there for our benefit. When we have questions, a lot of times we're trying to find where the answers are. You will find some of those answers on that platform. So I strongly encourage you to start looking at it, and it is very beneficial. So with that, that's all I have to say. We're at our last agenda. I am seeking a motion to...
Wait, move the liaison report.
Oh, yes, thank you. I didn't get that full line out, you caught me before I did. The liaison report, we want to get that document identified so that we can turn to that as well. People can see what schools that we're working with and going out and visiting, things of that fashion. All right? Any last item? If not, I seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I think the whole point of today is-
I did participate in a small talk.